basically what we're trying to do is just make sure that the car doesn't move around if somebody's in it. This one's probably not too bad. But if you're in it, right, you're upside down or you're kind of pinned a little bit or whatever, and us moving that thing around is not fun. Anytime we're going to use rescue 42s, we have a term or a phrase that we call when in doubt, cheat out. Right? So basically we want a nice wide platform. So once we're done, we're going to look at the car, and we want to see a nice big triangle. Okay, and that triangle is a very strong shape, right? So we want those the bases of the struts to be nice and far out. We're going to tie them together with a strap, and we're going to use a chain to cradle the car and make sure it's held by that system. Okay, so nice and wide. There are optimal angles that we'll use for these, and I'll get into that more when I get into my pit. And then when you guys rotate through, you'll hear that too. All right, ready? Yeah. We're typically going to use the chain to grab the car. There's a couple different ways we can do it. We can just run the chain all the way through the back of the car, if you will. So if you can envision it, the chain will go through this way, out on the other side, and then we'll attach our struts into the chain and use the chain as a saddle to pick up the car, right? Sometimes that works really well, sometimes it doesn't work very well. One thing that we got to address is the fact that at some point in pit 4, they're going to do what's called an inverted V-push blowout, right? So they're going to need to take all this out while it's upside down, obviously. So if we throw the chain in there, that could hinder them. It happens. Sometimes, if I'm not thinking about the fact that they might have to do that, I'll just throw the chain in there, and it is what it is. So we'll have to address it by cutting around it, right, and making sure we're not compromising the strength of the car itself. So really, I can do it a couple ways. They use a spreader over there, which we could do, or I can just bend it a little bit, and then we're going to put our chain around the car. So we're going to grab that chain, and we're going to pass it through, and then we need to pass it all the way through to the other side. Here's the caveat to doing it, that if you've got patients in the back seat, this might not be the best option. You could essentially be putting a chain over the top of it, right? So I will show you an alternate way of doing it. Alright, now we're going to extend those struts. When we're using Rescue 42 jacks, so we'll take the pins out. Usually what I'll do is I'll pull the head, and it'll start to pull the blue out first. Now typically, if this is good enough, then this will be okay. We can use blue first, and then transition to white. With the car on its top like this, we do have the ability to lift with struts. And it's not something I'm going to get into too much right now. Once we go over here, we'll talk about it a little bit more. But when you're thinking in that concept of being able to cheat out, right, with a wide platform with your struts, then it probably is a little bit better, a better idea to have a slightly longer strut. I'm just going to go one hole on the white, and then we'll go ahead and pin. We'll put one pin there and one pin. So red through white and white through blue. And then we'll do the same on that one. One up. There you go. All right, now we're going to take that strut on the other side, and you can just leave it there for now. Come on over here and we'll talk about putting the chain in. So if you haven't noticed already, these struts are fiberglass. So laterally, they have very little, if any, strength. They're meant to be loaded in compression. Okay? They're very, very strong in compression. If you push laterally on the side, they'll fail. They'll fail very, very quickly. So the reason why that's important is if I were to put my chain in and then start kind of loading the side of it like this, we'll snap the head off right away. It doesn't take very much. I've done it, unfortunately, but it's one of those things that we have to be mindful of. My butt kicked my chain. Pull this up as high as I can. Chain in. Now, if you guys will take a look, down the right side. So a good rule of thumb, when you're putting chain in on a strut, is put the welded piece, right? So all chain link has a weld in it. Even the grade 8, grade 10 has a weld in it. We try to put the weld away from the part that's against the strut, okay? It's just one of those things that we try to use the strongest part of the chain closest to the strut. Does that make sense? Little caveat there. All right. So normally in this operation, we would have one person setting up on this side, one person setting up on the other side. We throw the strap underneath, connect, and go. So when it's orchestrated, so to speak, it's very quick. It's very quick. So what we're going to do, the same thing on the other side. We're going to grab a strap. Coming out. Okay. So what I'm going to do is hand that to you, and then someone else comes grab this. Yep. You're going to just pull. Strap all the way through. They need to be nice and in line. If they're not in line, we could have some interesting movement, right? And have one of these get kicked out. Okay, so we want them nice and in line, which they are. All right, when we're dealing with ratchet straps, these are rated for a lot of weight, approximately 3,000 pounds, but only when the ratchet is closed. Okay, so make sure that ratchet is completely closed. You make it nice and neat by putting the remainder of the strap on top, and you're good to go. The rest of the chain over the top of the car. No trip hazards. So now this vehicle is fairly stable, right? In most cases, on a sedan especially, this is all you need. Now, on SUVs, taller vehicles, there's times when you'll have good stability in this setting, but it's just not quite enough. You still have a little bit of a lateral movement because the vehicle's so tall. Center of gravity is a little bit off, or it might just be it just really teetered toward the front of the car, if that makes sense. So what we can do is called X bracing.
Catching that, it's going to run it under so now you have the tension going under the car, you're catching that under you, and then you have tension pulling down and it's very simple.
So that's kind of like that triangle tension?
Yeah, it's just like an additional triangle. So it's going to go underneath, it's hooked up there, you're down to that plate, and now you're just pulling everything.
You know,
so
Yeah, talking about when we open this up and orient the barrel like that, it makes it a lot easier. That's fine. That's good. So go ahead and just give me a little bit of tension, a couple cranks.
So all of them kind of it's nice and clear.
And then we'll do another one on the other side. I'll let you guys do this. So we're going to find a spot behind the tire. Really all we're looking for is somewhere structural. If we have to, we can use what's called a clevis pin. I'm going to jump in here. Take it. Take it. Guys, this pin right here, this cluster hook is meant, you know, tow truck drivers use them all the time.
You can come up over here too.
Try to keep it kind of high up here. Your hood. Take it all the way to the front. Take the slack out of it, and then give it a couple of So the purpose of the X bracing is just to take the lateral movement out of it. You're not really doing much in terms of stability of the car, but we are pulling the struts in a way that keeps it from moving too much. So this car's pretty stout. It's in good shape. Now the caveat to using these is you do on occasion, as you guys saw, lift with Rescue 42s and with straps. But when we've got X bracing on, do not attempt to lift, because essentially what we've done is we've tied the car down to the struts. If we try to lift right now, we'll be pressurizing these straps. Does that make sense? I'm gonna go a little bit tighter on this one. Good. So this the trunk and everything else is kind of make this one a little bit challenging, but realistically, this is good enough. We don't have to be super tight. They don't have to be, they don't have to be like a piano string. We're just trying to kick the lateral rock out of the whole system. The other thing that I want to do before we split is if we do have passengers in the back seat, you guys will all take a look and see where that chain is. Look at where the chain is running right now. Right over the head, right? So we're not going to be able to run the chain through the car. What we're going to have to do is basically a choker. So instead of a saddle, we're going to essentially wrap the C-post around the post itself, and then put the strut in the chain like that. Does that make sense? That's the alternative, a good alternative method of lifting the car by strut. You have to do it. You can't pass the chain through. All right.